down one. PH down as well. That's to the hands of Spooks. And not only are they on height, but they're holding onto it very well.
Well, there you have it. 5 eliminations as well. Things are really starting to add up here, and this is the type of game you need. This is the type of run you have to put yourself on, because they started off so unfortunately behind. Virgo, Shadow on the other side, still not quite earning any eliminations, but the points are adding up. Same story can be said here for Bugha and Braids, whom have been just working their way through the mid-ground layer. Meanwhile, Khan and Faded take the fight onto Oatly as well. They were able to successfully defend against one, but not the second force that came through. Bugha finishes up Spooks, and now no one's really in control of high ground other than Khan here, who's going to be the last surviving.
No one's on control of low ground either. Bugha spots that out, goes straight on down below. That's a really nice position for him, but of course the zone is going to keep pulling over this hill. Not ideal at all. Look at this though, Gon and Knight all the way up on top. They are looking to close out this game with a win. Unfortunately for Bugha, he's now down as a solo as Braids gets taken out. Khan and Faded here as well, now looking to try and make their way up as well. They want height again, but Gon says no. Faded, you're gone. Faded shut down. Sky and Scroll, where they do it best, where they operate on top. 4 elims for Sky Scroll. They've got control of the low ground. They've got control of the lobby.
AGAL still in the game right now with a huge performance so far. Points are starting to add up. Don't forget, Knight and Gon still have that rocket launcher with a couple of missiles left. Here it is. They wait until the very end to start using these critical missiles. Down they send Darman Deemish. I think they recognize that team's going to go down. There's the focus onto Sky. Oh, and that one cracks through. That's some big damage, but Scroll with the side angle takes down Knight, and that is how you do it. That is how you turn things around.
Sky and Scroll on low ground now take the height. They need to do it for themselves. They need to do it for AGAL. They're in the prime position, 2v1 against Khan, who's trying to heal off as much as possible inside of the storm. But it's not going to matter as Khan hits a huge shot. Scroll is there to defend, and the boys are back. AGAL win game 2.
147 points now. Jumping out to Jojo Fishy. The action is real, and down he goes. Types of chances you get very rarely in a tournament format like this, and same thing can be said for Khaled and Mhari. Or Shari, you saw there, they're still alive. Yeah. They're at 134 here as well.
Maybe mixed emotions if Virgo goes and has a good game here, because remember there's a lot of M8 fans actually in the audience, so it's like, yeah, Virgo, M8.
That's right.
Oh no,
right.
he knows him. Getting overtaken, so interesting to see what things are like for that. Sky and Scroll, of course, find themselves in this position. Gon and Knight looking to try and have yet another good endgame.
Oh, Shadow's down.
That's not ideal though for them.
We're going for Knight. This is their chance to break away. For Virgo now, this is his chance to have to clutch here if he really wants to kind of remain competitive. Ooh, almost lands in a box with a player. It's always a scary situation to be in. This is going through a major POI. They could end up finding some leftover loot. Gon, Knight on the other side. No elims earned just yet, so no points earned here is actually very, very much questionable. And this could really go either way, looking at things now.
Yeah, and kind of strange for them as well. We've seen them getting a lot of eliminations coming into the end game, and then a lot of eliminations in the end game itself. So maybe they understand 4th place right now for them. They need to just find a little bit of consistency here. They probably looked in the feed as well. Nosif, Izzy down, so playing things a little bit more calmly. But as of right now, no points for them. Khan and Faded, 2 eliminations for them so far. Vazen is their target at the moment, spraying the pressure on through. Zone pulls back towards that north. Couple of teams on the low ground and have to try and make their way up. Retro and Phoenix looking to try and get another win, as we saw them get one in Group A. Holding down that position up on height. But as we've seen, it's not safe and sound as of yet. Darman Deemish looking to go on up. I don't think they'll go for height here, Darman Deemish. They're not the sort of team that have been doing that today. We did see it yesterday in Group B. Whether they'll want to do it again, considering their position, we'll have to wait and see. Bugha and Braids, though, good opportunity for them as well. A couple of difficult positions ahead of them. Tomat down as well, just ahead of them as well. So really important that they do well. Sky and Scroll down where they belong on the low ground. And that's Virgo and Shadow completely out as well.
Yeah, they tried. No placement points earned there. A 0-point game for Virgo and Shadow. They get frozen in 7th. Bugha Braids are ramping their way up right now inside the top 10 here currently. Gon and Knight trying to see what more they can do. Again, haven't quite really began earning points yet. So everyone, coincidentally, inside the top 5 really hasn't changed much. Not even Nosif and Izzy's position being contested just yet, but that's all going to change here as there are only 27 players remaining.
Look at this though, Dharm and Dimash up on height. 0 eliminations so far, so very different to the way they got that 18 elimination win yesterday. No wins for them so far today as well, so they're still looking for that first win. They want to prove to us that they can take wins in these sort of formats. Going to be really vital for tomorrow's finals. Scroll a bit wounded, down on low ground, no shield either. Sky looking to try and forge a path all the way through, goes through a lot of these old builds as well through this major POI. Dharm and Dimash getting contested up on height. Khan and Faded are the team that are looking to take it. They've been playing height so much today, they're trying to make it their domain, but the materials are dwindling. Khan looking to try and ensure that they don't go down to 4 damage if they get chopped, using that Flowberry Fizz. Booger and Braids now down as well, but Card and Faded looking to have a little bit more success here on height than we've seen them
Big
today.
chance right now for Sky and Scroll. Those are some key eliminations. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th are down and out, so Sky and Scroll have a chance here to make a runway for themselves. That's going to be hard to catch up after this break. Coming up, hold on, give it a second. Khan and Faded still going for it. 4 elims now, high ground is theirs, and they're closing in on Dharm and Dimash's lead too. Dharm and Dimash, though, finally get themselves their first elimination here. That's onto Yasin, so no Salvatore in sight. Khan still pressuring from up top, plenty to work with other than the material counts. They went with such a late high ground take, but in the end, it ends up working out as they're inside the top 10. Scroll gets Salvatore, finishing up that duo. No match picked up, though. It's all up to Sky. He's got a little bit of work with. Team's on his heels as Night and Gone. Night falls first. Very nicely done. They're going to need the refresh here. Another edit from up top. And then only in Spooks. 7 elims trying to play for a win here. This could put them closer inside the top 10. I mean, we said it, Vinny. Just one game can all of a sudden put you into conversation. Scrolls down, Sky still in. 6 elims here and going.
And Sky takes down Dimash right there as well. That's one of their immediate competition ahead of them. Spooks and Oatly, though, looking to put OCE on the map, and so is Z-Dog and Goofy. Spooks and Oatly, the only duo alive right now, though, as Sky tries to make his way into that zone. Spooks and Oatly trying to prove
to put themselves in the best case scenario for suffering an early elimination.
Yeah, I will say the only drastic part about that, besides going down, is you're a team on top of the leaderboard. You would initially be siphoning away points from everybody down below. Now that's one less possibility of making it happen. You see Sky and Scroll seeing the zone move all the way up to the northwest and giving a little southeastern pull on this next one. They're just trying to refarm as much as possible. Brick, the biggest material that they are missing, and they're in one of the best spots to start to accumulate some of that resources. But they realize with the zone moving, they got to be one of the first teams to rotate over so that way they don't get held back.
So many of these buildings have just been completely caked out, though, by the teams situated inside of them. Nosif and Izzy, a little bit low on their brick count, but they still have plenty of metal to work with. Committing a lot of their hard material here to claim some good space towards that front side of zone. Panzer are going to be spotted out here, but Nosif and Izzy, they're not willing to take any chances. No overexposure, just playing it smart.
See where the zone is pulling all these teams. Khan Faded on one side, Yapko, Panzer on the other. Izzy, Nosif positioned above them. Booga and Braids. Izzy and Nosif immediately moving as the zone reveals itself. They do take some shots, but every other team following close by. Yapko and Panzer, the second one to move. Booga and Braids starting to rotate on over. Top 13 teams, Taco. Placement points are starting to set in, but it's inside of the top 6 where you get to the meat and potatoes.
And a big part of the reason, though, why Izzy and Nosif are willing to commit so early to these rotations is because of that low material count. They need a good position so they can just look back and spray the rest of the lobby down. But for Sky, Scroll, if they can get this next elimination here, that would definitely be a very solid setup because they are claiming a lot of space currently, trying to cut off all these other teams from that frontside position.
Yep, taking a quick shot, repositioned on the other side. Izzy and Nosif staggering back for as long as possible, putting pressure on every other team around the lobby, and then they crash pad their way up the mountain. Perfectly played by them. Not even a scratch, not even a shot gets fired their way. And again, just falling underneath the radar. They're not even necessarily contesting the high ground. They're not peeking to overexpose themselves. They're just letting everything come naturally.
Sky and Scroll, though, just using up the last of their Vulberry Fizz. Bugha, Braids also lurking nearby. So many teams still vying for those leaderboard positions, all so closely knit together. But Cringe, as a solo, he might just be looking at the beginning of the end here for his chances at that top 6 position. He is going to have to dig deep if he has any hopes of breaking in to that top 6 territory, but the builds are running out. The lobby is closing in. Players are continuing to surround him, and he just doesn't have the openings to look for those shots. Izzy, on the other hand, will find one, but he still needs to actually connect it into an elimination.
I was thinking for a moment, not this again. Izzy just ending runs. Cringe and Voco have been eliminated, unable to reach into the top 6, and it's Sky and Scroll that are not only getting that elimination, but onto Spooks as well. 362 points and counting, and quickly making it to the front side of zone, not giving themselves any bit of motion. But on the high ground, you can see Yuma, Koyota, I talked to, they can get a back-to-back win. They can put themselves in arm's range of that spot.
And hey, Izzy's found his first elimination, but look at Darm with 11 already, 17 in total. Darm is trying to gauge whether or not he's going to be able to find his 12th anytime soon, but he drops directly into the clutches of Sky and Scroll. They've had the whole world against them all weekend long, and yet here in the final hour, they are pulling out all the stops, getting it out of the trenches alongside Izzy, bringing out Oatly.
Bugha, he's the one that actually gets that knock and that elimination. 345 points and counting. Underneath them, Izzy, Nosip, 370, Sky Scroll, 382. Bugha and Braidso, they're only 12 points away from overtaking that next spot. It's between them and Yassine and Salvatore. Everybody else is all but secured, especially now as they pick up back-to-back eliminations for Sky and Scroll, and one of those was on Salvatore.
Izzy and Nosip being fully wiped though now means that Bugha and but no, Bugha, the Lion is left to fend for himself. Sky and Scroll just waiting to collect. Braid's doing what he can, rolling around the box. At the very least, Scroll won't be able to get his body loot, but the damage has been done. It's all down to Bugha, Yasin, Sky and Scroll, but this fate looks like it's purely in control of AGAL's finest.
Wait. I don't think it's that close just yet. I think Yuma and Koyota are still a full duo on the high ground, and they're in contention. Bugha needs to figure out a way to not only hold on, but stay alive just long enough, and he's gonna fall. I think that ends his run. Yassine holding on, 370. Down below, Sky and Scroll, they essentially secured their spot throughout the course of this game. They need to take down Yassine. That will be the difference maker. If he falls, Yuma and Koyota win. They get the elimination. They might have just squeaked through. Sky is down. Yuma takes out another. Can they do it? Back to back.